'Twas the day before the season, only a few hours left. Blood thought he would film a podcast with his final breath. Yo, what's up, guys? Bloodshed here. I thought I would do a quick Blood Heart podcast for you guys. I know it's been a minute. I really need to get my time management down a little bit better. I've been just really grinding videos, trying to fix things on the website. I had a lot of things going these last few weeks. It's been pretty busy. I wish I could divulge all of the things I've been into, but I cannot, sadly. Well, it's season day for North America. At this time of filming this, I believe the European season has already been well underway, and I'm excited today. I love season launches, and I think I would always come back and play, even if it was like D4 was out, D5 was out. Maybe my kids will be playing D5. Yeah, I think something about D3 is just, speaks to me. And I get so excited. And we only get like a few of these a year, which I do say a lot. We've only had, this is only our third season for 2020. And damn it, for 2020, we could have used 4 seasons, Blizz, but it's what we got. And overall, excited. Lots of changes with the cube theme. They've been doing really well with the seasonal themes and everything like that. So I'm hella excited, basically, to grind all weekend, play the season. And I've played every season, right? I've played every season since season 1 all the way now to season 22. And I've been a streamer since, I think, the end of season 6, potentially. So my stream and, YouTube and my whole, Bloodshed persona has been tied to Diablo seasons, greatly. So it holds a big place in my heart. And if it's your first season or it's your 22nd season, it's pretty special. I think it's just a fresh start and getting out there and racing and all the dopamine from all the items and the scramble to put builds together depending on your drops. It's arguably the most interesting part of Diablo, and to me is the 1-2 GR100 where you're like, okay, I can use this or I can use that. There was one season I got a denial shield on my you get your guaranteed primal on your GR70 clear, and there was one season I got a denial on a Crusader, and I'm like, okay, and then I just played Roland. I played Roland to 100. So that was pretty cool, just to how it dictates how you play and everything like that. It would be cool if Diablo 4 had a similar thing where as you're progressing, you're kind of piecing together builds on the fly. It almost makes it super creative because you have to think outside the box. You just can't follow a game plan for the most part. Really amazing, right? Eventually, I would want us to have a way to get all the items, right? But for the come up, for the leveling process, it's one of the most interesting, funnest times in Diablo for me, especially somebody like me who likes off meta or wacky builds. Or this is the ultimate wacky build when you're using things like the Haunt of Vaxo or the Harrington's Wasteguard, where you click a chest and you get damage. These little things can make your season special. When you're thirsty and you have yellow gear and just crappy gear and you see a legendary the Harrington's Wasteguard, where you're like, oh, now when I open a chest, I get damage. Or there's a belt, right, where you can get haunts to haunt all your enemies. There's all these wacky items, and you might use them early season. You'd be so happy to get them, where in another scenario you would never use them otherwise, right? So I love me some early season. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, I'm just playing some footage from PTR testing to give you guys something to look at other than the beard, I guess. So yeah, season special, Blood's happy. Today's going to be dope. For leveling, I thought I would touch on a few leveling skills, just in case, a refresher, if you don't know, if you're leveling. I do have a shrine clone leveling guide on my channel. So definitely use the shrine method, right? The shrine method is different. You don't need damage because your clones are doing the damage. So you make sure you want to build toward toughness. Now, if you save your challenge rift bag and everything like that, you're getting 4.9 million gold, right? Over 4.9 million. So you can actually buy vendor gear, right? So, and we go to vendors and we buy rings that have plus damage on them. With the shrine method, your clones are killing for you. When you die, your clone dies. If you're on hardcore, when you die, your soul dies. So you want to build defensively. So when you go to the vendor to buy jewelry, when you get your amulet, you get your rings, look for vitality, look for defensive items, look for movement speed on your boots. Really important, I would say, especially if your class doesn't have a jump, like a tumble, a dash. Like necromancer doesn't get theirs till like 28 or so. So you can get caught easily on hardcore. I'm going to be playing necromancer on hardcore, so you can definitely get caught pretty easily. So the movement speed will help you just to stay away from the mobs and reposition yourself a little bit easier. The shrine method, it's kind of hard to get caught because it is in the open world. You can get surrounded, but it's easier to get surrounded like doing massacres because you're going down hallways and corridors. The shrine routes that I have in my video, they're more like open world. They're not like in the halls of agony where you can get caught, or the temple of the firstborn where you can get caught or anything like that. So you should be relatively safe, but the movement speed will help. Building defensively would help. Favoring anything with defense, like vitality we talked about, like cheat deaths, like items that you get, legendary items that you might not normally use. So like Aquila would be like amazing to get, because then you can just use your generator to tag mobs or whatever, and you'll never use a resource, because why would you? You're hunting shrines, and your shrines are killing everything. And so yeah, anything like that would maybe favor defense. Let me see, I have a list of some things here. So like I'm gonna be playing necromancer, right? So I would love to get things like double unity, Lornells, Kalan, Aquila, Captain Crimson. All this stuff adds defense. At 22 you can get Dainty's Binding, the belt. So I'm considering saving my blood shards to get Dainties at 22. There's I think a 1 in 3 chance though, so it's not guaranteed. You can also get Volition Shoulders at 19. There's a 1 in 2 chance, but you have to keep your resource under. You can't have your resource at max, which is easy. You just, spam one spender and you're good to go. You can even use Singularity and just dump all your resource when you get it. Leorix, having more cooldown, might actually grant you more survivability, because then you have your teleports up more often and so forth. Endless Walk Set, Messersmith, anything with cooldown, right? Stonies, if you have ice climbers to go with Stonies. You got to think differently if you're using the clone method. If you're leveling the traditional method, that is fine too. Some people just want to grip it and rip it, right? Some people just like, hey, Blood, I don't care about all these fancy, smanchy clones. I just want to go in and kill stuff and have fun, just do rifts or whatever, or just do Temple of the Firstborn massacre bonuses. That's totally fine too. I'm going to pokey wrap you some skills. So in case you forgot, they buffed Corpse Explosion for Necromancer. It is incredibly strong. Even the base spell without the gloves is incredible damage. Incredible. One corpse does 1,000 damage, right? And think about how strong Frozen Orb is. Frozen Orb is like 950. So it's even stronger than Frozen Orb, man. They buffed the base spell, and the gloves give you a 500% multiplier, which you can get at level 1. So Necro, you want to upgrade two-handed scythes, and you want to roll gloves and use Corpse Explosion. You can pop the corpses a multitude of ways. It doesn't really matter. You can use Bone Spikes or Bone Spirit or all the boner abilities for Necro. For Wizard, Hydra's really good for massacre bonuses, but using any of the beams like Disintegrate is great. The twin beam room for Disintegrate. And they have good passives too, like Audacity or Power Hungry early is really nice. You kind of stay back and just shred. They have strong passives. Galvanizing gives you a shield. It's really tanky. Wizard has a pretty solid leveling experience, not too bad. Actually spikes really hard at level 10 when you get that passive. For Witch Doctor, we have Spirit Barrage. If you get the offhand, right? There's only one mojo for Doc. So if you roll your blood shards at level 1 for Witch Doctor, you get your mojo, then you're going to go Spirit Barrage. It's insane power. You could probably go to T6 at level 10. No bullshit, right? And then they have the passive, I can't think of the name, but at like level 20 to 35, you get a passive where you use Spirit Barrage and you get your resource back, right? So you have infinite resource, you have insane damage, and you're going to be using Spirit Barrage probably your whole season if you're playing Mundanugu. So that's pretty good. Big fan of Witch Doctor and Spirit Barrage and what they did to the set and everything. I also have Barb. So for Barb, you're probably going to roll Bracers, right? So if you're rolling Bracers... Okay, so also with Witch Doctor, really quick. If not just Spirit, if you don't get the offhand for the Mojo, sorry. If you don't get the Mojo, then you want to go Haunt. And you probably still would use Haunt. Haunt's amazing. It's easy to massacre that way. It does so much damage. It's just eating the mobs, just destroying them, bouncing around, clearing for you. And also Gargantuan zombie dogs are really good as well. So your pets, Haunt, and then maybe Spirit Barrage if you get your offhand, which you should. Most of you will get it. For Barb, you're going to roll Bracers, right? So you're looking at Hoda or Seismic Slam you want to focus on. Now they are resource heavy, so use like the lightning variants as they have a lot of reduced resource costs in them. And one thing I really like is Rend. Rend actually slaps or bleeds. It cuts really hard up until like T7. So I would try to use Rend to massacre and, you know, maybe even use Charge and Leap just to get from pack to pack if you're massacring. If you're just doing rifts, then you're good to go, right? You just kind of kick ass and take names. You get your cheat death early with Barb, so that's really good. If you're going shrine leveling from the jump with Barbarian, then you might YOLO a Bandamite because you get Bandamite at level 1. So that's something you might consider for sure. If you're going shrine leveling with Wizard, you also get Ashnagars at level 1. You might even go Aquila, I believe, at level 22, 23. Rolled at 23, as I can't remember right now. But yeah, so Aquila. Things like that, like we talked about, defensive items. And because you can't kill things on T1 to T6 to T6. Anyway, I have so much like things I want to say, but I'm trying to pace myself, right? Let me finish these, and then I want to talk about the difficulty next. For a monk, you're probably going to roll Bracers. Each Bracer has a multiplier. They put a multiplier on Gundo gear, and then you have the Tempest Rush Bracers, right? And then you have the Wave of Light Bracers. So whichever Bracer you get, you want to build off of. If you don't get anything, generators are really powerful, like Mangle. Any of the generators that have like a 600% damage on them is really powerful for Monk, and you want to focus on like attack speed, things like that, and just double down on Monk's punchiness. For Shrines, Dash is one of the best movement abilities. It is the best movement ability in the game, so you should be okay getting away from the mobs and being able to reposition well enough. So that's pretty cool. And for DH, you want to go Chakram if you're doing the traditional leveling. If you're doing Shrine leveling, you can get your Bracers at level 1. DH is actually one of the best Shrine levelers because you have a really high chance to get a 50% damage reduction from level 1. And I considered going Demon Hunter many times, but I started last season with Demon Hunter, so I'm trying to be good and not just fall back to the easy, right? So I'm going to play actually Necro on hardcore, which is, yeah, no jump, no cheat death early, literally just squishy, and it should be fun for chat at least and anybody watching. I want to talk about the difficulty also. Remember, build tanky, which we've drove home already. Remember that just because you can do T6 doesn't mean you should do T6, right? I'm probably going to go to T1. I did some testing with Necro, and I was moderately able to survive on T1 without too much trouble. Now there is times you get spiked, you get Lacunis and Impalers, oh my. But yeah, no, you probably want to just feel it out. If you're on softcore, go balls out, go to T6. You can pause it and lower the difficulty in-game. If you're on hardcore, you're more committed. You can't lower the difficulty in-game. You have to go to menus, right? So you have to log out. So definitely maybe start on T6 on and just have fun with it on softcore, and then on hardcore I'd start on T1 and move up. So it's opposite. You're moving up slowly, like, you know, is it okay? Is the ice gonna break? You just take one step at a time and pace yourself. And then on softcore, you just freaking rocket across the lake and whatever happens, happens, right? Because it's more efficient to see where you're at as soon as possible on softcore versus playing it too safe, you know. That's one thing maybe you want to consider. Another thing I want to touch on was solo Paragon farming. So let's go down the list here and talk about solo Paragon, because that's one thing that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be playing solo. A lot of you are going to be playing solo. So this is mostly for my solo bros, but there might be times where your group goes to bed and because they're slack and they, you know, they're lazy and you're out there trying to put some work in. The best builds to solo farm Paragon, in my opinion, for Necro, it's close between Poison Scythe and Bone Spear, but I would go Bone Spear just because of the Brig's Wrath grouping and just popping. I like Bone Spear a lot, but you could do Corpse Explosion, you could do Poison Scythe. They're both viable, right? Necro has a lot of good builds, especially with the cube theme this time around. You have a lot of options. For Wizard, I would go with Typhon Hydra, believe it or not, as it's pretty easy to get going, easy to play, and you don't have too many issues. You could definitely do Lawn Twister, which is what I'm going to play, but it's going to take long to gear also. I guess you could say the same thing about Necro. So Lawn Twister or Hydra, but early game Hydra, and then with Necro early game Bone Spear until you get your Lawn items, then you have more options. It kind of opens up a little bit. Witch Doctor, Mundanugu is by far the best. For Barb, Whirlwind Barb is by far the best, but there might be things that aren't too bad. Like you can probably make Leapquake not too bad. You can make Hoda, Seismic Slam. You can make them not too... Frenzy is pretty solid too, but Whirlwind has that wave clear, and that wave clear is going to give you more progression per hour and all that stuff. So that would be for your solo Paragon farming method. I would put Frenzy at a close second though, because I like it. I'm biased. For Monk, it's going to be Paj. I would say Paj with Slender Little Rogue would be more consistent and it would be better overall. Let me change this video. I was being funny on stream. That way you guys have some more gameplay to look at. Cool. Where were we? Monk? So yeah, Paj. DH, you're going to go God set. That's not even a debate. God's like one of the best builds, if not the best build in the game. So you're definitely going to go with the God set. I think I got all classes here. Have I missed one this whole time? Let's see. For Crusader? Oh man, I did. Poor Crusader. For Crusader, I would do Fist of Heavens from like 1 to 104. And then once it slows down, then you're going to have to switch to Heaven's Fury. Fist of Heavens is insane. The Norvald set really powers it up. And then for leveling, since I missed Crusader, I worked out this morning, went like on a run. You know, it's my last bit of sunlight before the season. So, and I was like taking notes. I was like, ooh, what do I want to talk about on the podcast today? And I was just like, somehow I missed Satyr. I'm sorry, guys. For leveling, you're going to roll shields and you're going to build around your shields. If you don't get any shield, well, rip your season, re-roll another class. I'm just kidding. If you don't get your shields, then I would probably focus on maybe like any big DPS that you have, like maybe hammers. Like, so I'd maybe focus on hammers because they're a low cost spender and they do a lot of damage. I think the hammers hit for like 600 and something. And then, yeah, you can just spam them and not run out of resource. So definitely go hammers. There's even passives that can power up hammers there. So focus on that. Again, sorry, my Crusader brethrens out there. So yeah, I just wanted to like talk about those things mostly, like a way for you guys to have a last minute refresher for North America. Again, EU is already active, so yeah. So hopefully you guys are having fun with that. Also, the Challenge Rift is easy for North America, and you get the Shadow Clone, right? We usually get the seasonal theme in the Challenge Rift. So yeah, it'll be even easier than you would think. The clones will probably just kill everything for the CR. I haven't even done it one time, so I'll probably do it on stream today with my second account just to get an idea what it looks like. So I'm not so blindsided, or I'm not trying to figure it out while I'm there. But I think it's just Whirlwind Barb. It's pretty easy overall. It is the season launch night, so what kind of foods do you guys got? I picked up I have almonds, pumpkin seeds. I picked up some dried fruit for the weekend. I have a busy weekend. I even have, I made plans with the family like 3 months ago to do like family pictures and all that. They're like, are you free? I'm like, yes. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, there's no way this season's going to go 4.5, 5 months. So I should be good for that weekend. And then what happens? Season launch weekend, baby. Yeah, Karma's like, hold my beer, Blood, hold my beer. So I got about a half day on Saturday, but I'll be streaming all night tonight on Friday. I'll be streaming Sunday and then Monday and all that stuff. So all next week, all season. So don't worry, I'll be here. It's just funny how life works out sometimes. We're talking about food, lots of water. I like GG subs. It's a sponsor too, like, you know, their stream sponsor. But, you know, any kind of energy that works for you, like maybe having coffee. I like a lot of water, protein, and coffee. Because the carbs will just crash me, right? So like I'll do like maybe a GG subs or having coffee as a backup or as a main if you like coffee more. Or energy drink, even like Red Bull's fine if you're going for like that. You know, just to have just in case. I don't know how late you guys are staying up, right? I probably won't go too heavy on the caffeine since I'm probably only going to stream till like 2 in the morning or so, and then wake up early and try to get a big day in until I have to go take some pictures with the fam. I also didn't want to do a 24-hour stream because I feel like I'd be all cracked out at the pictures, right? I don't want people to remember me for years, right? I guess it's more accurate having bags under my eyes and shit. I guess it would be more accurate though, right? To how I am, because I'm usually staying up late gaming and things like that, but whatever, you know. So let me know in the comments below or whatever, what are good snacks. For dinner, I'm gonna order like boneless wings, like buffalo strips. That way I can eat them easily, and they're good cold. And they, I can eat them with a fork, because it's like if you have the bone in, you can't really eat them with a fork. It's kind of crazy, right? Like a skewer. So it's easier to eat while I'm gaming, and I could just keep on keeping on. You know, any kind of finger I have to eat with my fingers, or pizza even is hard. You have to eat pizza with a fork maybe, because it's just, at least for a streamer. If you guys are not streaming, then you can take 5 minutes and eat some food, right? Like that's not a big deal. But for me, like, I don't know. I guess even if I wasn't streaming, I'd probably get the same thing, because I just like to min-max. That pretty hard. One popular question I've been getting is, yo, Blood. Yo, Blood. What's up with all the hardcore builds, man? How come you don't have like hardcore builds labeled on your website anymore? You're a hardcore player. Like, what the hell, man? In the description of my builds, I'll offer hardcore recommendations sometimes. But with the 4th slot in the cube, every build is hardcore viable. So you think about every build in the game. Now you can add Unity to it. Now you can add Stone Gauntlets to it. Now you can add Elusive Ring or Band of Might or whatever you wanted to add to it. You know, you can run Demon Hunter with Unity and Elusive Ring, right? On hardcore. So it's like there's too many options, man. It's like overwhelming. Now that you can do Slender Little Rogue, which gives you toughness. You can fit Endless Walk set in more, and then you can put Squirts in that 4th slot. There's so many options available that is just like, but I did put a lot in the description of like my defense builds, because I can edit it. I did put a lot of notes on some of the builds, right? Like for hardcore do this, for hardcore use cheat death. So just always use cheat death and always use survivability. If you're an intelligence based class, use armor gems. If you're a armor based class, use intelligence gems. Like get all res if you're using strength, right? For instance, strength gives you armor, so then you would stack the opposite stat on your chest piece, and that goes for everybody. Necros, you get intelligence as their main stat, which means they get a lot of all res, which means they lack armor. So just kind of balance out your character that way, and that'll help a lot as well. Right? You think I'd be better at explaining this stuff, doing it for so many years, right? Damn. So that's where my hardcore builds are. I think next season I'll be back to having separate builds, or you'll be able to differentiate a little bit easier next season. I think it's just the cube is so damn good and it creates so many options. It's hard to really, pick a side or whatever, because it's just, you could literally do so many things that I feel like I'd be there all day on one build. And I want to talk about WoW, World of Warcraft. All right. So what are you gonna do, Blood? What are you gonna do when World of Warcraft comes out? Well, my current plan is to do split streams. So like I did with Classic. I actually streamed Classic and Diablo season half and half when they did this shit again. Number one, I hate that they didn't spread out the launches. Number one. WoW's my second favorite game of all time behind Diablo. Firmly behind Diablo, right? But, we only get 3 seasons a year, but we only get a new expansion every 2 years. So it's like, it's not going to be, I'm not going to get this moment for a while, right? So it kind of sucks. So I'm going to play Diablo all weekend. And then on Monday, I'm going to play Diablo all morning and then switch to Shadowlands for the rest of the night. Probably play late, get to 60. And then since I didn't play beta, right? I didn't play anything like that. My goal is to figure out how much content is there on the daily. And once I can figure out how much daily content I have in World of Warcraft with 1 or 2 alts, then I will divide my time accordingly. So right now I'm thinking 50-50. So I would log in, I would do 5 hours of Diablo, 5 hours of WoW until I get caught up in World of Warcraft. And then, but it could be less than 5 hours of content a day. I might be able to get all my world quests done, whatever daily dungeon bonus and everything like that within a 3-hour time span or less. So it just really depends on that. If the content's there and I'm having fun, I'm going to play both. And it's Diablo's only going to win because I'm not going to do less than 50% Diablo. I have too many things I want to play. I want to really deep dive into off meta builds. I want to get some good progress on my characters. So I'm going to be playing I want to play Zombie Bear Doc. I'm thinking about Juliana's because it's kind of updated, maybe Leapquake. A lot of the builds that are off meta that got buffed a little bit, I kind of want to maybe delve into them a little bit. So another thing about the Diablo streams, they're basically locked in, right? So I'll be playing in the morning. So I go live at I'll probably go live at 9 in the morning for next season, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 12 on the East Coast, 10, 11, 12, basic math, right? For North America. And then that would accommodate my North American audience. I mean, early morning NA to noon. And then Europe also, right? If I play Diablo at night, then my whole European audience gets cucked or they have to stay up super late. So Diablo in the morning and then WoW at night. So that would be 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So from 2 to 3 possibly, I'll switch over to WoW. And then so you guys know when the WoW stream is. And I think the game launches at 3 my time. So it's kind of funny because it almost perfectly works with my strat. And then I'll switch from 3 and then play WoW after that. So it should be pretty fun. Also with the Let's Plays I was alluding to was, you're going to see them on YouTube. So I'm going to take my Twitch Let's Plays, put them on YouTube for about a week or so. And then they're going to go back to Twitch. So all my Let's Plays will be on Twitch afterward. The way the algorithm works, right? I put a video out, you guys like it. I really appreciate those likes, by the way. And it gets comments and it gets views, and then it gets recommended to other people, and that's how the channel grows, right? But when I do Let's Plays, they get significantly less interaction and likes, and because it's just Let's Play 21, Let's Play 22, Let's Play 23. So I'm still gonna do it, but I'm gonna probably go hot early and then just put them on Twitch afterward. That way I don't ruin my channel again, because I have to always rebuild up my ranking, my algorithm. I have to rebuild it up every single time. And yeah, it's not fun, man. It's not fun. Some people don't even see my videos because if you don't click on it a few times, it just doesn't get recommended anymore. It's weird. So Yeah, I still want to grow on YouTube, even though like I'm not really so passionate about hitting 1 million. It would be cool, but yeah, after I got my 100K, I guess I've been coasting a little bit. I mean, I've been trying hard, right? Like I get the thumbnails and the layout. I've been trying to improve on everything, but my next goal is so far away that it's hard to see, I guess, because you get your silver play button at 100K, and then you get the next one is 1 million, I think, for the gold play button. It's 1 million or 500. No, it's 1 million, I think. That's a long ways. That's 10 times more than what I just got. So maybe I need to make smaller goals for myself. Like let's try to get to 150 in 20. Let's try to get to 150,000 in 2021 or something like that. I try to grow that way. So that might be cool. You know what'll make me grow? A Diablo Immortal Let's Play, Kappa. So you're still gonna see the Let's Plays. They're gonna be, that's when it's the most hot anyway, right? So you'll have like 100 hours of Let's Plays in a week or 2 weeks, and then they'll just be on my Twitch channel. So it'd be like twitch.tv/bloodshed/videos, and then I'll start putting a link to the videos and the playlist in the description of my YouTube, so you guys know where to go. So that's why you might not see them after a certain point. Just full transparency. I don't care. I'll just tell you guys how it is, What else do I want to talk about today? So you'll see Diablo and WoW all next season. I'm excited about both games. I'm about to have an aneurysm with the amount of content I'm going to get in the next 4 days or so. And I think that is all. I want to do a quick podcast just to talk, say what's up. I'll be streaming all weekend, like I said. I'm going to go live here shortly. It's currently 1:20. I'm going to try to get this posted, uploaded, everything made. I'm going to try to go live at 2, which is like 3 hours before the season. I think my cat's going crazy over there. But thanks for all the support. Thanks for everything. Thanks for liking the podcast. And I redid all the builds on the website too. So I kind of changed the layout and changed a lot of stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, it's there. I'm rambling. I'll talk to you guys in about a week or so, maybe after the season goes. We'll see how you're doing. We'll check in. Good luck on the season. Good luck on the drops. May R and Jesus be with you, Nephilims. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.